The doctor is here. Keep it down, ma prang. But I'm so happy, doctor. You never come to the house. The maid beamed at her pretty doctor with joy. Whose car is that in the driveway? It's your parents' guest. Ma prang. Could you ask Sam Mai to park the car in the garage? Sure, doctor. I'll take care of it. The maid from the neighboring country quickly called out to Sam Mai to move the doctor's car into the garage. Dr. Premzini smiled slightly at the maid, but couldn't help glancing at the unfamiliar luxury car parked in the garage. Perhaps her parents had a special guest, but they rarely invited anyone over unless it was someone very important. And this special guest seemed to be someone she'd seen often, as he was the son of her father's close friend. Hello, Mom and Dad. Hello, Crit. Hello, Prem. Come sit, Prem. Crit is here to visit us. Okay. Dr. Premzini smiled at her parents and the handsome man who was almost 5 years older than her. She remembered well that there were many times when his parents and hers wanted them to develop a relationship, even when she was still a medical student. But back then, she told them she wanted to focus on her studies, and he went abroad for further education. The conversation between her parents and the man who often smiled at her continued as they wished. Many times, she was pulled into the conversation, even though she wasn't very pleased with her parents' behavior. She maintained her manners, speaking politely and smiling back at the man her parents seemed to like very much. I should get going now. I'll visit again soon. Prem, see Crit out, dear. Yes, Dad. Dr. Premzini knew exactly what her father was trying to do, but when it came to choosing a partner, he'd always let her make her own decisions. Why did he seem so eager for her to get close to Crit this time? Dr. Premzini smiled at the man with a PhD from abroad when he straightforwardly expressed his desire to get to know her better. She neither accepted nor rejected his advances, simply telling him that she was busy and mightn't have much time to spend with him. But it seemed he wasn't deterred by her indirect refusal. It's okay, I can wait for you. Don't wait, Crit. I'll leave for now. I'll see you soon. As the luxury car drove away, Dr. Premzini walked back into the house with a calm expression. Deep down, she knew that it wasn't just her parents wanting to introduce her to this man. Mom, Dad. Sit down, we need to talk, Prem. Okay. Dr. Premzini kept a calm face, not showing any signs of fear, even though her heart was racing. She thought her parents might know about her relationship with Nafak, but another part of her hoped they didn't, as she'd never told them herself. She hadn't told them because she wasn't sure how they'd react to her being in a same-sex relationship. Even though they knew her friends were in same-sex relationships, she'd never shown any signs of being interested in women before. They mightn't accept it if she suddenly announced that she liked women. What do you think of Crit? He's nice. I'll want you to try dating him. Her father's stern tone made Dr. Premzini freeze. She thought he might suggest it, not outright tell her to date him. I can't do that. Give me a reason. You once told us that you wanted to get married at this age. Crit and I don't know each other well enough. You've known each other before. There's nothing wrong about trying to date him, is there? Dr. Premzini looked into her father's steady eyes, which mirrored her own. She knew his gaze was pressuring her to accept what he believed was right. I don't want to get married anymore. Her firm refusal seemed to say it all. Her father looked at her calm face once more before pulling out a brown envelope and placing several photos on the coffee table. The numerous photos of Nafak and her left. Dr. Premzini shocked and speechless. This was why her parents wanted her to date the man they approved of. As she'd suspected, they couldn't accept her homosexual relationship. Her parents, both professors teaching hundreds of students, couldn't accept this form of love. Outwardly, they gave her complete freedom, but in reality, there was a fine line they'd drawn for her to follow. Dr. Premzini, you see now why I can't get married. You're just acting out because you're disappointed you didn't get married. I'm not acting out, Dad. Same-sex love is wrong. You once told us you wanted to get married and have a family. Why are you breaking your word now? Dad, every parent wants the best for their child. Sleep on it, Dr. Premzini. Is this really the best thing? Do you want people to ask why our daughter, a doctor, is abnormal and likes women? Dad, please, let me talk to her. Her mother, who had been listening quietly, said. She touched her husband's arm to calm him down, then asked him to leave the room so she could talk to their daughter, who seemed determined not to follow their wishes. Dr. Premzini couldn't be played hardball. Her passive aggressiveness was something her mother knew well. I'm not acting out because of disappointment. Why? Why is it so wrong for me to love a woman? Her shaky voice revealed how much her once strong and resolute heart was trembling. Tears were the only thing left to show her parents how much she was hurting from their disapproval of her love. Prem, I won't get married, and I still love this woman. But her mother's smile and gentle touch made Dr. Premzini's heart skip a beat. Her mother's pleading eyes made her want to look away. You know my birthday is coming up, right? Yes, I remember. This year, you don't need to get me a gift. Okay. But can I ask for a gift from you? Sure. The more she listened to her mother's gentle voice, the more her tears threatened to fall. She wanted to be strong and fight for her love, but she saw no way to win. The only way she could win was by becoming an ungrateful daughter who didn't follow her parents' wishes. The gift I want is for you to stop liking women and try dating Crit. Can you give me that, Prem? Her mother's gentle voice and smile made Dr. Premzini's eyes tremble even more. Didn't they understand that love wasn't something you could? Just stop. If it were that easy, no one would be heartbroken when they were left. If I can't give you this gift. The tears she tried to hold back began to fall. I'm not forcing you, but I'm asking you, Prem. She wasn't forcing her, but her gentle plea made her heart ache. Prem, your father and I love you. We want you to have a perfect family like you once told us. But now I've never asked you for anything, but this time, can you give me this gift? The more she listened, the more Dr. Premzini's heart ached. Tears streamed down her face as she looked into her mother's pleading eyes. How could a daughter refuse such a heartfelt request from her parents? Can I ask you something? Of course. Why did you and Dad get married? Her shaky question made her mother's eyes fill with tears. Because we love each other. Then why is my love wrong in your eyes? Because I love a woman. Prem, you see how much it hurts me to do what you want. Prem, the slender hand of the mother reached out to grasp her daughter's hand. But it was in vain as her daughter pulled away, the rejection from her. Daughter made it impossible for the mother to hold back her tears. When a child is in pain, how can the parents not feel it too? But since they chose to guide their child on the right path, they had to overlook their child's pain. Can I have some time, Mom? Just a little time to say goodbye to my love. How could she sever ties with the woman who always said she loved Dr. Premzini with all her heart, a love that brought a smile to her face just by thinking about it? But why was the happiness so fleeting? The heart-wrenching cries of Dr. Premzini in Dr. Tankhan's arms made it hard for the two onlookers to keep watching. It was rare to see their friend so devastated, as if she'd lost everything. Lotta, what exactly happened? Dr. Melanie, who arrived later, immediately turned to ask Dr. Falada. When she reached Dr. Tankhan's condo, she saw her friend already in tears. Prem called, crying. She parked her car by the roadside. I picked her up and brought her here. Is it about Pat's woman? Not this time. Then who made Prem so upset? Prem's parents didn't force her to break up with Pat. They asked her to do it. As a birthday gift for them. Doctor. Falada's words made Dr. Melanie sigh deeply and turn away, not wanting to see Dr. Premzini sobbing while Dr. Tankhan comforted her. Dr. Premzini's parents probably found it hard to accept that their daughter, who had never shown any interest in women before, and who had always followed their plans, suddenly fell in love with another woman, especially when she was almost engaged. They're tricky, asking Prem for this as a gift. Yes, if they'd forced her, Prem would have silently resisted, but they used gentleness and parental love to show they cared, while in reality they just couldn't accept her love. Our kind of love is difficult. It's even harder if the family doesn't accept it. Yes, even if we say we're happy, that happiness is never complete. Dr. Falada, who had fought for her own love, understood well as she watched her friend cry, but since this was about her friend's family, there wasn't much they could do, except offer support from the outside. How can we help Prem this time? Dr. Melanie's question was difficult to answer, as the future was uncertain. No one knew what decision Dr. Premzini would make. Their worries had to be set aside when Dr. Tankhun called them to see Dr. Premzini, who seemed to have made a decision. Prem, we're here for you, no matter what you decide. I know, Tan Lada Bo, but why does it hurt so much? Hick hick. Dr. Premzini's trembling voice revealed how much pain she was in, bringing tears to her friend's eyes. Her weakness made it clear what her decision was. Their hands clasped together, reassuring Dr. Premzini that they'd never abandon her and would always be there to support her. Tell Pat gently, Prem. She might be even more hurt. Should we want a bit longer, Prem? Hick hick, the longer we wait, the more it hurts. Telling her now or later. It's the same. The longer they waited, the more it hurt. Telling her now or later made no difference, because it was equally heart-wrenching. Meanwhile, Nafek, unaware of anything, was smiling happily, having finished the gift she'd prepared. The gift was now in her hands, a simple, plain ring to symbolize her feelings. Will Prem be happy to see this? Even if she's not, I'll make her wear it. I'll propose first, so no one else can approach her. Talking to herself, Nafek smiled, imagining the moment she would put the ring on Dr. Premzini, but when she entered the dark condo, she was surprised. Dr. Premzini had come home earlier, yet the room was dark. Normally, Dr. Premzini would never leave the room in darkness, knowing Nafek didn't like it. Except when sleeping, Dr. Premzini would often lull her to sleep first. Prem. No response. Normally there would be an answer. Did something happen? Nafek quickly turned on the lights and was even more surprised to see Dr. Premzini sitting silently on the sofa with the TV on. As she approached, she heard sobbing. Worried, she hurried to the trembling figure and saw her swollen eyes. Nafek quickly sat beside her, looking at the bowed head, and gently turned her tear-streaked face toward her. What happened? Why was Dr. Premzini crying so hard? Prem, what's wrong? I'm here, she said, trying to comfort her beloved, letting her know she was there to support her through any troubles. Pat. Seeing Nafek's concerned face made the tears flow even more, matching the pain in her heart. I'm here, Prem, I'm with you. But I can't be with you, hick hick. It felt like a lightning bolt struck her heart. Her hands went limp at the trembling voice. What happened? Why was Dr. Premzini saying this? Prem, what are you saying? Nafek stood up, looking at the tear-streaked face with anger. The words were too serious to be a joke. What are you saying? Why are you talking nonsense? Nafek's anger made her unable to control herself, shouting back. The trembling eyes showed Dr. Premzini how scared she was of the answer. I'm sorry. Nafek closed her eyes at the apology. She didn't know how to feel. It was as if the whole day had been a lie. She'd just been happy about the gift she'd prepared for her beloved, but now the person she loved was saying they couldn't be together. Please, tell her what to do so her heart won't break. Because right now, her heart felt like it was being electrocuted, unable to distinguish between reality and lies. Liar, Prem, you're lying. We can be together. Please let it be a joke. Listen to me. No, I won't listen. You're lying. Dr. Premzini's slender hand tried to turn her face, but Nafak's eyes filled. With tears, there was no sobbing, just tears showing how much the words hurt. I love you, Pat hick. Why say you love me if you don't want us to be together? You don't have to love me. Just let us be together, please, P. Prem, you. Don't have to love me. You don't have to love me, just let us be together. Like before. My heart belongs to you, Pat. And my heart belongs to you, P. Prem. The embrace felt so cold. Our hearts belonged to each other, but why did it hurt so much? Even if we're not together, we can still love each other. I won't accept it. Why say you love me and then break up? What do you take me for? What do you take me for? Crash. Objects were thrown aimlessly as Nafak couldn't contain her pain. But there was no protest from the room's owner, who stood crying just as painfully. No one wanted to be in pain, but when there was no choice, had to accept it. Pat, that's enough. Enough, my dear. The trembling arms, hugging from behind, made Nafak collapse to the floor, sobbing as if her heart would break. What did I do wrong? It's my fault, my dear. The gentle kiss to comfort her was devoid of sweetness, only tears showing that the pain was real. I can't live without you. We're just taking a break for a while. We still love each other. My heart still belongs to you, Pat. I can't live without you. Be strong, my dear. I'll always stay in your heart. Even though Dr. Premzini tried to comfort the woman in front of her, the more she tried, the more her own heart ached. Why do we have to take a break when we love each other? They had to part ways, even though their hearts still loved each other. The pain is almost unbearable, or death is the proof of how much our hearts love each other, no matter how long they'd been sitting here, listening to the sobs and holding each other for comfort. All they knew was that the pain was disheartening their hearts, almost stopping them from beating. The eyes that looked at each other were filled with so much pain that Dr. Premzini had to gently touch the lips that were trying to hold back the sobs. We're so close, yet why does it feel like we're so far apart, almost untouchable? Be strong, my dear. Stay strong. P. Prem, let's make it through together, please. She wanted to plead more, but the pain was too much to bear, making her unable to speak. The pain in her left chest was so tight as if her heart was working too hard to bear. I can't. Do you want me to confront my own parents? The gentle, hoarse voice of Dr. Premzini made Nafak close her eyes in exhaustion again. The reason for all this was that the family didn't accept it. If she chose to love another woman, she had to accept this reason for their breakup. I have to accept it, right? Even if we're not together, my heart belongs to you. Dr. Premzini's trembling lips were not met with a response. Nafak stood up and turned her back, not wanting to see the pain of the woman she loved the most. We love each other, but we can't be together, can we? Do those who oppose us know how much pain our hearts are? I will. I'll be as strong as you want. The only way we can't be together. Pat, I'll leave you, P. Prem. I go as far away as I can. If she'd been aware of each other's life, Nafak Theranasorn wouldn't have been able to fulfill Dr. Premzini's wishes. How far must I go for this heart to lessen its pain? If I struggle and beg until I die in front of them, will the narrow-minded elders have any sympathy, or will they still cling to the old belief that a man must be with a woman, forcing pure love to part ways?